Hello friends, very good morning all of you. I am Dr.Dillip Kumar Khuntia, lecturer in education, Boudh Panchayat College Boudh. Today we are going to discuss about motivation. Motivation is the golden road of learning. Motivation is the very heart of learning process, and motivation is the sine qua non of learning. What we have achieved in our life, we may say motivation plays very vital role. Exactly in life of students, what motivation the role player, how motivation is the role player, we have to discuss today. What are the types of motivation, and particularly what are the techniques of motivation. So far motivation is concerned, there are two types of motivation, as we say, that is intrinsic or internal or natural motivation, that is the first one, and second one is the extrinsic or external or artificial motivation. So these are the two types of motivation. First, that is intrinsic or internal, the motivation which comes from inward, from inside, from inner side of our heart and mind. When the individual person concerned is motivated from his or her inner side, that is called intrinsic motivation. So development interest from within the individual, and the individual develops interest automatically, and the origin of motivation is internal or natural. Urges or drives compel the individual to action. So here there is no need of external affairs, here there is no need of outside factors. The individual, the person concerned is motivated within himself. The person is motivated to do something from his own interest. So where there is interest, there is motivation. So interest creates attention, attention creates learning, and motivation creates interest. Motivation creates interest, interest creates attention, and attention creates learning. So motivation is that is intrinsic, that is a first type of motivation. So for second type of motivation is concerned, that is the extrinsic motivation, or it is otherwise known as that is external or artificial. The first one is natural, the second one it is the artificial, that is extrinsic, that is outside factor. So extrinsic motivation refers to forces outside the individual, originally from the environment. First one it is within, second one it is outside. First one is inner, second one is outer, that is extrinsic motivation. They pull the individual towards the desired activity. Usually extrinsic motivation is provided by incentives. That is why it is called also incentive motivation. So extrinsic motivation is provided from the environment. That's why it is otherwise known as incentive motivation, that is outer motivation, that is the external motivation, that is extrinsic motivation. Now the point comes, how we will motivate our learners. So far motivation is concerned unless and until the person is motivated, the learner is motivated, the pupil is motivated, the educand is motivated. How can we think of, how can we dream of better life, how can we dream, how can we think of that is better achievement. So what are the different types of techniques of motivation? Yes, you must have heard, that is the saying, unless and until the horse is ready to drink the water, hundreds or thousands can never make the horse to drink the water. So now the point comes, what are the different types of techniques of motivation to make our students motivated enough? So far these are the measures to improve intrinsic motivation in school level, in college level, university level also. Starting from school education to higher education, these are the things applied. So far measures to improve intrinsic motivation, these are the different points we are going to discuss. First point, that is setting the goal, that is the specifying the aims and objectives. So there is the need of setting the goal. Where there is a way, there is a will. How to find the way, how to get motivated. So unless there is goal setting, how can we move forward? So journey without setting the goal is fruitless, futile and fragile, that is vague only. So, the learners must have to fix the goal. What is my goal? What is my purpose? What is my aim? What is my ambition? So, when the goal is fixed, the person concerned is automatically motivated, that is naturally motivated. He or she is motivated from his inner side. So far, the second thing is curiosity, that is the need to explore and manipulate. The teacher, the parents, the superiors, the seniors, they have to make the learners curious enough. So, when the learner is curious, when the child is curious, at that time you should inspire him to get more and more, to ask more and more, to get his doubts clarified. So, that is the good sign to make the learner ambitious enough, curious enough to know why, how, when, where, these are the things. So, for next thought, that is the achievement motivation, there is a need to achieve excellence. We all want to excel in our life. That's why always there should be the learners, on the learner parts, he or she should be motivated towards the excellence, to do best in life, to reach the top of life, that is the climax, and at climax of achievement, and that is the motivation technique, and that is achievement motivation. Fourth one is level of aspiration, that is the need to meet one's own expectation. So far level of aspiration is concerned, that is how we aspire, what is our desire, what is our aspiration, the need to meet one's own expectation, how we expect. So for students, expectation level is very high, and it is the duty of the guide, it is the duty of the teachers to make the learner go on that aspiration, to meet that challenges, meet that expectation. So for self-fulfilling prophecy, it is on the part of the teacher has to say that yes, the student will assure himself or herself that yes, I can do, yes, I must do, I have that capacity, I can do. That is self-fulfilling prophecy. So for next, that is the technique is concerned, developing interest. As I earlier told, motivation creates interest, interest creates attention, attention creates learning. So interest means likingness or dislikingness. So where there is interest, there is the achievement, there is the success. Unless we are interested to do something, we can never achieve our goal. So then ego involvement, the teacher, the senior, the guide, the learned one must have to play their major role to make the juniors, to the students, to tender plants. How? They will be involved in the particular situation. They will think that this is my work. They will think that this is my job. The learner, unless involves himself within the work, he can never achieve success. So, when ego involvement happens, then the learner will get motivated automatically. So far, next point is knowledge of result or progress, that is feedback. It is very, very essential for the learners to get motivated intrinsically, internally. When we know the result, when we get the feedback, then we will try to do more and more. Suppose there is examination. After examination, result should come out. There is examination. If no result, then how can the student get motivated? How can the students get feedback? So that is the knowledge of result or progress in examination, in any work also. Then rivalry, little bit rivalry, enmity is also essential to get motivated. Little bit, not high. How? Yes, I am the best. Yes, I have to do. Yes, I must have to excel in comparison to my counterpart. That is rivalry is also essential. Games and sports play their important role. So far, Swami Vivekananda has told, if you want to understand the Gita better, make your biceps little stronger. So there should be plenty of indoor and outdoor games, sports, where the students will get opportunity plentifully to excel his talent, and where there is a saying, healthy mind possesses in healthy body. So students will share, will care, will understand and he will face the challenging situations. So games and sports are very essential to make the learners motivated intrinsically. So for imitation, directions, examples, these are also very important. So imitation is important, directions are important, examples are very important. So examples, best examples, inspiring examples, fables, parables, examples from that is the different scriptures, different books, different sources must be presented before the learners. Then experiences of success is very important. So little bit from small things to great things. Whenever the student gets success, suppose you are playing with your kids, always parents think that my kid should win the game. Knowingly you will lose the game and your kid will win the game. Then he will be motivated to do more and more. Like this, experience of success is very important. Other natural and intrinsic motivations are also there. So these are the measures to improve intrinsic motivation. So for the next part, that is the measures to improve extrinsic motivation. So what are the outward motivation, what are the, that is the external motivation, those are called also artificial motivation. So what are the techniques? So first one is reinforcement. Reinforcement is very important, so far told by B.F. Skinner. That is positive verbal, positive non-verbal, negative verbal, negative non-verbal, extramural. Reinforcements are very important. Where there is the reinforcement, suppose the that is the positive verbal reinforcement. One teacher will tell that yes you can, yes you do, yes you are best, the learner will be motivated. So reinforcement is very essential. Reward and punishment play their major role. Whoever he or she may be, everybody wants reward in life, everybody wants medal, everybody wants recognition in life. So reward is very essential. Punishment, although corporal punishment, physical punishment is banned, but punishment in different ways are essential. Suppose the student does not do homework, the teacher may give punishment in terms of if you don't do, then you will do 10 times. Such type of punishment may be given. Then approval and disapproval also very essential. When the students, when the learners do some unwanted things, undesirable things, there is the thing of disapproval. When the students or learner do their best thing, their approval is essential. When he is approved or disapproved, then he or she will be motivated. So far, your dependable peer group is very essential. Unless there is dependable peer group, means friend circle, how can we have the better future? So the student should be choosy enough who will be his or her friends. So friend group, circle, peer group should be dependable, from which the learner can learn, from which the learner can imbibe good things. That's why dependable peer group is very essential. Then appropriate curriculum, you know very well, curriculum does not mean only the academic subjects traditionally taught, but it includes the totality of experiences that people receive through the manifold activities that go inside the classroom, in the school, in the library, in the laboratory, in the playground, in the study tour. So curriculum is that thing which should be appropriate. Unless and until there is appropriate curriculum, means your inside and outside the classroom, how can we think that, how can we say that the learner will be motivated? So appropriate curriculum. So curriculum frameworkers must have to note it, they must have their attention in heart and mind. The curriculum should be appropriate enough, then and there the learners will be motivated. Then audiovisual aids, you know that is TLM, teaching learning material, very important, maybe projected or non-projected, low cost and no cost, that is colorful TLM are very essential, which should be attractive enough to make the lesson simple, to make the lesson interesting, to make the lesson appropriate, to make the lesson that is the learnable. Learners will get motivated when they see different types of teaching learning material used by the teacher. Then recognition and ignorance is very, very essential. As you sow, so you reap. As you that is the recognition is very, very important. How? When the student is doing something better, he or she should be recognized. By whom? By his teacher, by parents, by seniors. So recognition is very, very important. Everybody from that is child to old, from children to old, everybody wants recognition in life. So when the student gets recognized, he or she gets motivated. Then teacher pupil relationship, it is very, very important. So far the school is concerned, so far the higher education, university, college level is concerned, so far teacher and the pupil, that is educator, educand, guru shishya हम जैसे बोल सकते हैं. So far nowadays the teacher is the co-learner. Nowadays the teacher is the friend, philosopher and a guide. Teacher learns with the student. Teacher's role is not to give sermon, rather he is the facilitator. Teacher is the facilitator. So how can the teacher be the facilitator unless and until he will be friendly enough? There should be best relationship within, that is the between teacher and a pupil. When the student thinks that my teacher is my friend, he or she can say everything, whichever things he cannot say to his parent, to his friend, he or she can say, tell, disclose, that is all the things which hampers in his heart and mind in the development process, he can disclose all the things to the teacher. So cordial relationship should be there. The bond should be positive. That is the best relationship between teacher-taught relationship. And very, very, very important, that is last but not least, it is novelty. So far novelty is concerned, that is uniqueness, that is something new, something uncommon. When there is the new things, then students will be attracted. So today we discussed the intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, and these are the measures. So friends, today we discussed, and in our whole life we have to be motivated. Whatever things we have achieved till date, partly you may say due to motivation. Okay, so far the topic is concerned, we have to be motivated and we have to motivate our learners. Thank you.